What's going on, family? It's your boy RGPA, and I'm back again with another video. This time it's going to be a Georgia State CFB 25 rebuild. As you can see, last couple of years for Georgia State haven't been too shabby. We got 2-10, a 7-6 season, 6-4, 8-5, 4-8, and then a 7-6 season last year. Main goal for this dynasty is going to be to try to turn around Georgia State in the next 5 years. And with doing that, the main objective is going to be to win a Sun Belt championship in my first year. Then after that, either move them over to the SEC or the ACC. And right now, I'm leaning more towards the SEC because I know as far as recruiting goes, I'll get a higher conference prestige if I land in that SEC conference. But who knows? It's also up for grabs. It really depends on how this first season plays out. If I see we're strong enough to go to the SEC, then I'll make that jump to the SEC. And if I do see we have some areas where we're still struggling in, then I'll just go ahead and put our team in that ACC conference. The main factor is going to be how we fare against Georgia Tech. In first game of the season, we have a match against them, which many are deeming as the first ever Marta Bowl. And they're calling it the Marta Bowl because these two campuses are separated by less than 3 miles. But as we continue to grow, my main focus is going to be taking on that top team in the state of Georgia up in Athens. That's what I'm saying. This first match between Tech at the beginning of the season is going to be a real big determining factor as to whether we go the ACC route or the SEC route. But either way it goes, I'm 100% confident in the Panthers that we can take over the game of football in the state of Georgia over the next 5 seasons. And right now, all I'm doing is setting up my prospect recruiting list. And I want to make sure I'm targeting key offensive positions, quarterback, running back, maybe a wide receiver, maybe not. I know I'm pretty set right now as far as state is concerned on their wide receiver position, but I'm always going to target the line, both on offensive, defense, because in the trenches, if you're not winning the battle, you're not going to win it anywhere. And as you can see, I'm starting off scouting all 4-star recruits. It's a long shot, but I know with my recruiting ability, I'll be able to at least snag 2 of these 4-star prospects. And with those 2, I either want to have a quarterback or a running back. But if I can't get those splits, then I'll take 1 and 1. I'll take one on the offensive side and the other one on the defensive side. Preferably a running back and a free safety because I'm pretty set on the quarterback position right now. But I could always use somebody in that secondary position on defense, kind of patrolling the field and playing center field for us. And as you can see, it's not many 4-star recruits left in the secondary, so I had to go down and jump to that 3-star prospect list. And first up, we got Zach Thomas, halfback, really an athlete coming out of the state of North Carolina, 91 speed on him. Not a gym, but I'm still kind of targeting him because, like I said, I need that halfback to go along with my offense. Then we got Roy Torrance, a right tackle coming out of Lilburn, GA, 4-star recruit, not a star. Nathan, another halfback star we got coming out of the state of Georgia. Now let's go ahead and take a look at Carl Boone, a 6'4", 271-pound defensive end coming out of the state of South Carolina. Next up, we got James Willingham, a 6'2" wide receiver coming out of the state of North Carolina, is going to be a star gem for us. And the biggest thing right now, I don't want to get too caught up in the scouting reports that we're getting from these players because I know right now, 8 times out of 10, we're not going to land all these recruits. They're 4 stars, and realistically, I'm coming from Georgia State, which right now is a 1-star program. But I did just like what I saw from that free safety Ben Humphreys, 4-star gem out of Delonisville, Georgia, who has 95 speed and 91 acceleration at that free safety position. Now we're moving on to Frederick Wentz, a 6'3" athlete coming out of the state of Alabama, and it looks like he's going to be a mobile quarterback coming in with a throw power of 91. But like I said, I literally do not expect to land all these 4-star prospects. But right now, it's just good for me to go ahead and get them on my board to see what I can go for in the future. And hopefully by this time next season, 4-star prospects aren't even my go-to. Hopefully I'll be able to snag a couple of those 5-star prospects. And I'm having to be real frugal in my hours because right now I only have 450 hours to allocate on the first week. And I know when you're doing those dynasties with bigger programs, you have about 1,000 hours to spend on that first week of recruiting. And right now we're getting into the nitty gritty. 10 hours left to spend on recruiting, and I definitely have not been able to get around to all 31 players on my recruiting board. So I can already tell off the jump, I'm going to have to target a specific few players that I want as we progress going forward into this season. And right now, I'm just setting up our schedule, and I can already see I got a couple games that I want to take off because they're not going to pose as a real challenge to our team. So I'm going to go ahead and take off this game with Utah, swap it with a game with Oklahoma. Then I'm going to go ahead and and swap this game with Vandy with a game with the number 2 ranked team in the nation in the Ohio State University. And after those 2 schedule changes, I'm pretty satisfied with the way my schedule looks. I got 2 ranked games coming into the season, both against SEC teams. And then, like I said, I got that Marta Bowl to kick off the season to get a better judgment to see where our team is at. And off the bat, it looks like Mr. Breeze already locked us out after the first week. So what I'm seeing is, as a 1-star program, if you're offering to those 4-star players on that first week, you're not going to have as big as an impact as you would if you were with a 5-star school. I'm going to go ahead and put 25 hours on Ben Humphreys. Zach Fish, the quarterback, he still hasn't locked us out. But as of right now, it doesn't look like we're on any of these 4-star players' interest lists. So right now, it's looking like we're going to have to be real tactical with the way we're spending our 350 hours this week. And like I said earlier, it's still not a lot. We're only allocated 350 hours. So the main guys we're going out and trying to target, we're not able to send the house on most of these players. So what I'm having to do, the guys that are not gyms, I'm going ahead and just contacting friends and family. The ones that are gyms, I'm going ahead and sending the house because those are the main ones I want to focus on. And even with that method, as you see, I'm still running low on hours. Right now I'm at 40. I got Wentz I still want to contact, so I'm going to go ahead and put 25 on Wentz. That's going to leave us with 15. Then I got Paul. I'm just going to DM Paul. And then that's going to leave us with 5 hours. I got to see where I really want to allocate these hours to. I got to see if I want to search one player that I haven't already contacted, or I just want to put that search on top of a contact friends and family. And from a logical standpoint, it just makes more sense to go ahead and stack that search on top of a friends and family to go ahead and get Ben Humphreys up from a 25 to a 30-hour scouted for the week. And hopefully as a 4-star gym, a lot of these big name schools aren't targeting them yet. So that extra 5 hours hopefully played a big part in his recruiting for the previous week. And as we headed into this week, it looks like only Nathan and Willingham are the only ones that didn't lock us out. The good news is, as we head back to the recruiting board this week, we'll have a lot more hours to allocate, seeing as most of those players locked us out from the previous week. First things first, y'all know the deal. Let's go ahead and remove all the players that don't want to be here. And I see adding those extra 5 hours really did not affect the way Ben Humphreys did, so I'm going to go ahead and take that off. Go ahead and put a center house on Ben Humphreys, one of our last 4-star gems that really needs to be highly pursued. And it hurts because I got 2 4-stars that I really wanted to get, Fisk and Wentz, that do not want to come here. So now we got to go ahead and painfully take them off of our recruiting board, along with Kevin Falk, Paul, and Dante. And we're already in week 1 of the season, and I've only offered 11 scholarships, so we're definitely behind in the recruiting phase. And I'm still taking off players that decommitted from us. And now what I'm left with is a couple of these 3-star prospects that I'm going to have to target because all of these 4-star prospects are starting to lock us out. But I'm really not too worried about it because if I know if I go back to the prospect list, I'm going to have a whole different pool to pull from. Off rip, I know one of the positions that I'm going to need to target is a quarterback because I lost my quarterback in Falk. So I definitely got to go through here, weed out, and give me another quarterback to go ahead and put on my recruiting board. And it looks like Paul Sampson, a 6'4", 190 scrambling quarterback out of Honolulu, Hawaii, is going to be that quarterback that makes a cut. And I'm really not too worried about scouting him because he's a 4-star prospect, so I know he's going to be better coming on campus than most of the players I have on my current roster, seeing as we're a 1-star school, so we mostly have 3 to 1-star prospects. So I'm going to go ahead and send the house on him just to make sure I do get that lock at the quarterback position heading into next season. And that looks like it's it for the recruiting for this week. So let's go ahead and jump into the first ever Marta Bowl Classic. And it's called the Marta Bowl because both of these campuses are separated by less than 3 miles. And if you've ever been to the city of Atlanta, you know you're taking the Marta to get around the city. The Metropolitan Atlanta Rapid Transit Authority, the first matchup in many for this series. This is going to be a test for us to kick off the season. First game of the season is going to be an away game against our newfound rivalry at Georgia Tech. And as you can see in the backdrop, they got the Bank of America building, the highest building in the entire state of Georgia. And like I said, this game is going to be a true test to see where we're at compared to those P5 schools. Honestly, even though a state we're first getting started off, I don't think we're too far off from the likes of Tech. Now let's go ahead and get our season started. We get the ball off. Let's see what we can do on this return. Nothing's really happening, but off rip, what I do notice, my return man is very, very, very slow. And that's definitely going to be something that I have to change as we get forward into the season. Probably going to change it after the first game. But as you can see, my quarterback, 6'2 senior, Zach Gibson. And let's see what we can do as State. Let's try to go ahead and send him out into the sunset with that Sun Belt championship. First drive of the season, nothing's really happening. We got a 3rd and 11. Still have not moved the ball. Gonna do a little drag route. Not gonna get the first down. Looks like a 4th and 3. Y'all know the rules. Anything less than 4th and 4, I'm going for it all day. I know I'm doing a little bit of cheese play on this drag route, but I gotta find something to get the offense going for this first drive of the season. And Zach Gibson was able to complete that pass to get our offense a little bit of momentum as we're still trying to push the drive down, headed into Georgia Tech territory. And although it's only the first drive of the season, I am seeing real promise out of our running back, Freddie Brock. The good thing for us is he's only a junior, so at least we'll have him for one more year. And we're able to sneak in with that quarterback sneak from the 45-yard line. And let's see what we can do. Let's put Gibson back. Oh, and he's already throwing the pick. First pick of the season is going to stop our first drive of the season. And it looks like it's going to go all the way back to the house for a pick 6. Now let's see what we can do. See if we can rally the troops coming into our second drive. Let's go ahead and start the drive off with a run. Going to be an option. And it's looking like Zach Gibson actually has a pretty nice pair of wheels on him as he's able to advance that ball for an 8-yard gain on first down. Let's drop back, hit our tight end on an out route. Go ahead and get us our first down. Nothing else popping on that drive. So let's go ahead and jump forward. Tech's first offensive possession of the year. They're starting from the 23-yard line with about 37 seconds on the clock. And it looks like we're able to get a stop, hold them to no gain on that first down run. The biggest thing I want to see from my defense this year is stopping the run. Because I know coming in next year, we're hopefully going to have some defensive backs that are able to stop the pass. So that's not really my big focus. This year, I want to see us get real down and dirty in the trenches. And right now, we got a 3rd and 10 coming from Tech's own 23-yard line. It looks like everything's pretty covered. Haynes King's going to try to get out the pocket, scramble for about 5 yards. We saw how we looked on that kick return. So let's see if we get the same flavor on our first punt return of the season. It looks like he got a little bit of speed, able to get outside, but it's not quite the speed that I'm looking for from a return man. So it's definitely going to be some changes that need to happen on special teams after this game. So far, so good as far as offense is concerned. I know we haven't scored yet, but I'm liking what I'm seeing from Brock, and Gibson's making some pretty nice dots across the middle. Now we're jumping to 2nd and 10. In Tech's territory on their own 32, and I got Brock breaking free for our first down. Now it's our first red zone chance of the season. Definitely going to have to walk away with some type of points here. Could be a 3, but definitely want to take that 7 since we're already down 7. And then I see Brock coming up on this streak route, and I'm able to hit him for a touchdown. First touchdown of the RGP Ace era at Georgia State is a 16-yard touchdown pass from Zach Gibson to Freddie Brock. Now let's see if the defense can continue holding their end of the bargain. So far, they haven't gave up any points, so let's see if we can continue holding up that dominated performance as we head down to 3 minutes left in the second quarter. And it does look like Tech is able to string a couple plays together right now. They're still on their side of the field, but they're pushing neutral territory. Biggest thing right now is getting a stop on first down. And it looks like Haynes King has all day in the pocket, and he's able to hit his receiver wide open across the middle. And they're running no-huddle offense. They got the ball on our own 30-yard line, 1st and 10, 3 minutes left in the second quarter. They just got off a big play in the air. I know they're going to hit the run next, so we're going to have to fill those holes. We fill them a little bit, but they're still able to come away with a 6-yard gain on first down. Now we move up to 3rd and 9 from our own 10. Big stand from the defense right here. Let's see if we can get a stop, limit him to 3. Now we got Haynes King coming out of the pocket. Looks like we had it covered, but it looks like he was able to get the first down. 2-minute warning just passed, and they hit their receiver on a little flat route out to the edge. Now we're going to go ahead and jump. We got the ball, 2nd and 10 from our own 15-yard line. About 1 minute and 50 seconds left. We're going to be big to get some points on the board right here. Definitely don't want to go into the half down 7 on the road to open up the season. Right now we're pushing, still in our own territory, but kind of threatened. Near in that neutral field, kind of the no man's land. We might end up with some points. We might not. It's going to be crucial to see how these next couple plays go for us. I got Gibson calling some audibles at the line of scrimmage. Right now it's looking pretty solid. Gibson's having a good 2-minute drive going for State. And as he's able to hit his receiver right there on the edge of the sideline for a dot. Right now we got a 3rd and 4, a minute left in the second quarter from the Tech 33-yard line. Let's see what Gibson can do. He's got somebody coming out. Oh, looks like Brock, the jack of all trades, coming down with a big reception as we wind down the first half. And it looks like State went with a trick play for 3rd down. Definitely did not work. Got backed up. Now they're sitting on the 6-yard line. Let's see what they can do. Gibson's calling some audibles at the line of scrimmage, but I'm not sure how much his team can hear him because the stadium is pretty rowdy right now. And it is coming down raining, so I'm not sure what grip he is able to get on the football, and his receiver's not able to hold on to the ball, so they turn the ball over 4th down to Tech's territory. And it's weird because Tech is not kneeing the ball down, even though they're up 7 with about 30 seconds left to play in the first half. And right now, 2 seconds left in the first half. Looks like it's going to be the last play. All Tech needs to do. Wow. And yeah, we're definitely going to need to rebuild this secondary because there's no way our free safety just gave up that play for the final play of the first half, making us down 14 going into halftime. One thing we're doing is playing deep. We see they're not kneeling the ball. They're not running the ball. They're going to try to put it over our head. We knew that, and we still weren't able to stop them. So, yeah, I hate to say it, but free safety is definitely at the top of our list this season. We're going to need some new recruits coming in next year to help revamp up this secondary. At least coming out of the half, we're able to get a 3 and out, kind of patching up the offense after we just shot him in the foot. And I definitely need a big play coming from special teams. So definitely after this game, I'm putting my most agile player to return punts for us. Really one of the biggest plays of the game right here. Down 14, need to get a 1st down to prevent Tech from getting back the ball and going up 28-7 at home. It's going to be a big play right here for the senior quarterback. He's seeing a lot, trying to make a lot of adjustments right now at the line of scrimmage. He knows the impacts of this play right here. Got to get a 1st down or at least get it to 4th and manageable. Keep an eye on Brock. He's been the workhorse all game. And we're not going to Brock. Looks like we're going with a drag route across the middle, able to get it down to 4th and 1. Real manageable play for us right here. Definitely could either run it to Brock or hit him coming out of the backfield on some type of design halfback play. And we're going to hit him coming out of the backfield. Looks like he's able to hold on to the ball. So get a 1st and 10 in Tech's territory. Still slowly but surely moving the ball down the field. Let's go ahead and look over to the sideline. Get a play from coach. We want to make sure our T's are crossed and our I's are dotted because, like I said, we have to get some type of points on the board. And it looks like we got our receiver on a corner route, wide open, able to get us deeper into Tech's territory. Let's go ahead and jump to a 3rd and inches. The band is roaring. The crowd is loud. This ACC environment is something we're loving right now. We're definitely feeding off the crowd. Although it is an away game, like I said, the stadiums are only 3 miles away from each other. So we got a lot of our fans here tonight. And Gibson is feeling it so much. He's taking off, running outside the pocket. He's able to hit that drop down route. He's able to fight for those yardage, get us to 3rd and goal. 4 minutes left in the 4th quarter. It's do or die right here for us now. And right now, Gibson's just showing off that veteran leadership. He's seeing a lot at the line of scrimmage, going ahead and making his audibles, trying to put his receivers in the best position possible to get a touchdown on this drive. We definitely want to walk away with 7 rather than 3. Looks better for a 1-possession game rather than a 2-possession game, probably with about 2 minutes left when we get the ball back. And it looks like we got our play in order, and it looks like we're going to hit that workhorse going across the middle. We've been calling his name a lot tonight, but once again, Freddie Brock with another touchdown. We got a 14-21 game, about 3 minutes left. Definitely going to need a big stop from the State defense right here. Hopefully we can get Gibson back on the field. And they're sending one of their backs out of the backfield in motion. Had that play drawn up. Now we're sitting at the 2nd and 5. Going to go ahead and stay in this man defense because I'm thinking they're going to pass the ball again. And it looks like they're handing off to their back and they're able to slide through and get that 1st down. So far, it's not looking like a good defensive stand for us. We've given up some 1st downs. Got to come up with a big stop right here to get off the field. And it looks like their running backs breaking big for another run, and nobody can seem to tackle him. And it looks like he's going to take that all the way to the house for 7 points. And so now we're back in the same position we just started from, down 14 with about 3 minutes left on the game clock. Our defense is not making it easy on Gibson, but like I said, he's a senior. Let's see what he can do. As I said, he's hitting Brock outside of the backfield. Brock breaks the tackle, and it looks like Brock is going to take this one to the house. No, he's getting chased down, and he goes down at the 1-yard line. I guess it's safe for us to go ahead. Is it safe for us to go ahead and start calling them big play Brock? I say that as Gibson dives into the end zone, cuts the lead back down to 7 points as we got 2 minutes and about 30 seconds left in the game. And it looks like Georgia Tech is going to be content with keeping the ball on the ground for this final drive. So as the defensive coordinator, we're going to need to load the box to kind of prevent them from breaking out any big runs. And right now they got 3rd and 4 on their own 31-yard line, and we're able to stop them. Looks like for a loss too. So we're sitting at a 4th and 5. We got Zach Gibson back on the field, our senior quarterback. He's hitting the receiver wide open. It looks like it's going to take us to the 23-yard line, but it looks like we have a holding penalty on our offensive lineman. And that right there is a very, very big blow. The game's not over with, but that definitely did just set us back. So now we're sitting at a 1st and 20 from Tech's 31-yard line. And I'll say this, if Zach Gibson is looking to make a run at that Heisman candidacy, right now is going to be the biggest drive of the season. If he can lead his team down and get an upset victory in Bobby Dodd Stadium against an ACC team as an SBC member, this will go a long, long way. So bad throw on 1st down. Looking at a 2nd and 20. Still haven't moved the chains. Crowd is still loud as ever. And right now we got an empty backfield for Zach Gibson. He's still seeing an adjustment. He's making it the line of scrimmage. Got somebody wide open across the middle. He's able to hit him, move the chains to 3rd and 5. And right now he's sitting at 306 passing yards for the night. And it's only going to continue to grow as we continue to move the ball downfield on this final drive. Right now we're sitting at a 3rd down and 4. Looks like we're in Tech's territory on their own 42. Let's see what we can draw up. If we don't get the 1st down, we're sitting at 4th and 1. But same thing we were saying in the first half. As long as we get it to 4th and manageable, I'm fine with that. If we hand it off to Brock, he's able to pick up big yardage, get us that 1st down. We got about 17 seconds left to play in the game, and we're going to go to our favorite play once again. We got him wide open, and he's getting us down to the 6-yard line with about 5 seconds left. Final play of the game. Let's go to play action out of the backfield. Fake to Brock. Let's go ahead. Oh, and he's covered. And that's how the game ends. 28-21. That's the final from Bobby Dodd Stadium. We lost, but a lot of great takeaways coming from this game. Like I've been saying, we're an SBC team. Nobody expected us to even compete with the AC team in Georgia Tech, and we're able to get it down to the final drive, which is a big boost for our confidence as we move forward in this season. And unfortunately for us, that loss meant a couple more of those 4-star prospects ended up locking us out from the recruiting list. It looks like Freddie Brock won Player of the Week. He only had 7 carries for 33 yards, but what he did out of the backfield in the receiving game was really, really big for us. And it looks like Roy's interest in Tech shot up after they beat us, and it looks like a lot of these players have us and Tech on them, so us losing to Tech was definitely not a good look to start off the season. But I'm not too worried about it. I know we'll turn it around, especially next week going up against FCS, Southwest. It's going to be a real big statement game for us to prove, coming off a loss in a really close game. So I hate to say it, but FCS Southwest is going to get everything that we have because we have to bounce back if we're still hoping to land some of these 4-star recruits. And it still looks like we're in good standing with some of these 4 stars. I got Willingham, I'm sitting at 3rd. Zach Thomas, I'm sitting at 2nd on his list. Ben Humphreys looks like we're sitting at 3rd. Tech is 1st, so definitely going to be an uphill battle from here. But good news is, looks like we were able to shoot up on Paul Sampson's list all the way up to 1st. So that has me keeping an eye on it. I'm a little bit worried because I didn't fully scout him. So what I'm thinking is he's probably going to be a bust. But like I said earlier, that's really fine if he's a 4-star bust, because a lot of these players here that we have at state right now are 3 to 1 stars. So even a 4-star bust is going to be an upgrade for us. So it looks like I have no more hours to allocate. What I'm just doing now is going ahead and just refreshing, resetting my recruiting board so I know where my top priorities are. I got my top priorities up at the top, and my 3 stars, I got them closer towards the bottom. And as we look at the grades for a lot of these categories, I only have 1 green category for about every player. So I'm definitely going to have a hard time recruiting this season. But hopefully, like I said, either next year after we win the SBC championship and move over to the SEC conference, we'll have green in both championship contender as well as conference prestige. And it looks like my recruiting board is all set for this week. So let's go ahead and jump into our game versus FCS Southeast. And this is the 2nd game of the season. First home game for us here as we look to get Center Park Stadium broken in for the 2024 college football season. Fun fact about Center Park Stadium, it actually used to be the Atlanta Braves home stadium. It was purchased in 2017 by Georgia State from the Atlanta Braves, and that's when they switched it over from Turner Field over to Center Park Stadium. But enough of the history lesson. Let's go ahead and get this kickoff underway as we got that home opener coming in. FCS Southeast gets the ball to begin. They return it to about the 20-yard line. And like I said previously, the big focus for this game is going to be to make a stand on the defensive end. And it looks like we're starting off in the right direction as we get a stop for a loss. Going to be 2nd and 2, switch ahead to 3rd and 7 as we let their running back get loose for a 1st down. And early on, not a good sign. Looked like we're struggling with the same things that we were struggling with last week against Georgia Tech. And right now we got a 2nd and 11 from our 34-yard line. Let's see if our defense can go ahead and get a stop for us. And they can't. Looks like they're going to get that first down. Going to take it all the way down to the 7-yard line. And now we're going to go ahead and skip to 2nd and goal. FCS is putting up a ridiculous drive to start the game. They're handing it off to their running back. And it looks like he's getting in for a touchdown to make it an early 7-0 lead. And we got to make sure we're able to put some points on the board. But I'm not sure because right now we're sitting on the 2nd and 10. We're going to go ahead and skip over to FCS Southwest. Nothing happened for us on that first drive of the game. So we got to make sure our defense is stout right here and is able to get a stop for our offense. And right now they're sitting at a 3rd and 11. Looks like from their own 11-yard line, about 2 minutes left to go in the first quarter. And it looks like they're going to go with a fake halfback draw, but our defense was not biting at all. We were able to get to the quarterback and get a sack. And it looks like our offense is going to get the ball back with about 1 minute and 30 seconds left in the first quarter. And as you can see, I got number 27, McGee, returning kicks for us now. And that's a move that needed to be made. Our previous return guy, there's nothing wrong with him. I just needed somebody with speed and acceleration that's hopefully able to take some of those returns back to the house for us. And right now, it looks like we got Zach Gibson rolling out right, trying to make something happen out of the pocket. Doesn't get there, takes that sack, but we're able to kick that field goal on 4th and 11 to bring that lead down to 4. We got about 1 minute left in the first quarter. Let's see what we can do on defense. Their quarterback's getting out of the pocket. Looks like he's going for a huge run. And that's one thing I really wasn't focusing on. We're playing at FCS school, so I did not think they would have a nice dual threat quarterback. So we're definitely going to have to make that a part of our defensive game plan. And as I say that, we're able to get a pick right here. Looks like we're going to take it all the way back to the house for a pick 6, our first pick 6 of the season. And that pick 6 is going to make it 10-7. And right now we're at a 3rd and 13, so a stop here would be really big. Hopefully we can get the ball back, drive the ball downfield, and get another touchdown. Right now, 4th and 3, they're punting the ball off to us. We got McGee, our return man, deep. Right now, we're just going to try to find a seam, try to get him busted open out in the open field to see if he can make a play for us. And right now, we're busting out really wide right. If we didn't get caught by the defender right there, I'm pretty sure we could have busted out some more yards. And right now, we're sitting at 4 minutes left in the second quarter, 1st and 10. We're going to hand the ball off to Brock. Nothing's going in that first hole. So we're popping the ball out outside. Looks like we're going to be able to walk away with a 9-yard gain on first down. And right now we're sitting at a 2nd and 6. Ball is still in their territory. Looks like we're moving the ball pretty well downfield. And this is the play that cost us last game. So we're going to go back to it. Looks like Gibson's rolling out right, able to break that tackle. Not going down for a sack, able to get all the way down to the 3-yard line. And right now we got about 2 minutes and 50 seconds left. Going to go ahead and hand the ball off to Brock as he dives in and he's able to slither his way into the end zone for the touchdown. And that's going to put us up 17-7 in the second quarter. About 2 minutes left. FCS is looking like they're going to have the last drive of the half. And as we say that, their quarterback is still taking off for a scramble. He goes down. 4th and 4, they're going to punt the ball off. 2 minutes left, and they're kicking it to McGee. Really dangerous. No space right there, but he's able to make that first guy miss and still get positive yardage on that return. Nothing going for us there on that drive. Only able to chew about 20 seconds off the play clock. Definitely going to need a big stand right here from our defense. And they're passing it on 1st and 10. Looks like they're going to go ahead and get that first down. And we definitely do not want to be in a position where we're giving up any points right here to end the half. Last thing we want is to go into that second half in a one-possession game. And it's not even against an FBS school. We're in the FCS school, so there's really no reason that we should not be blowing this team out right now. And that's really going to be the flavor of the halftime speech. Guys, we got to man up. We got to own our assignments. Offense, we got to step up even more. Defense is doing okay. They have only gave up 7 points, but they are still letting them drive the ball all the way down the field and chew up a lot of clock while doing so. So our offense isn't able to get as many plays as we would like. As we see, Gibson is hitting his receiver as he's breaking the first tackle, getting all the way down to the 40-yard line. Let's see if Gibson can make one last stand before we go into the half. About 35 seconds left. We're in their territory. Of course, we're going to have a play drawn up for Brock. He runs over a defender, then gets out of bounds to stop that play clock. And if we're able to execute the right way, we should be able to get at least 3 plays out of this. And right now, we got a 1st and 10. Looks like we're going a vertical play. We got Brock kicking out to the right. And he's going to be able to get that first down, hopefully get out of bounds, stop the play clock at 21 seconds. All right, now we got a 1st and goal. Looks like we got Beasley coming out the backfield. Let's see where we're going to hit. Beasley out the backfield to hit one of our receivers. And we had one of our receivers open. It was a very, very tight window, but Gibson was able to hit him and walk away with a touchdown as we got 5 seconds left in the second half. Now, I don't want to speak on having the 17-point lead going into half yet because we did see what happened last week with Georgia Tech when we gave up a crazy shot to end the first half. But we're going to go ahead and jump to the third quarter, so it looks like our defense was able to hold strong. We're still up 24-7, about 4 minutes left, and we have the ball. But we're definitely looking to push right now. We want to go ahead and open that lead up even more, because no lead is too comfortable. And like I said, we're coming in here to this game looking to blow out FCS to make this a statement game for our team. And we're able to hit who else but Brock to come out with a big gain on that last play. And right now we're still going for a gashing play, hopefully over 10 yards in the air. We do a spin move. It brings us back some, but we're still able to get that first down yardage. And quite a pretty nice drive coming out of the half. And right now we're sitting at a 2nd and 4 on their 7-yard line, heading the ball off to Brock. He breaks the tackle, then cuts back in and is able to get in for a touchdown. And now we're able to go up 31-7. 2 minutes left in the third quarter. All we're going to need to do is the defense to hold strong, and then we'll be able to get out of here with a W. And as I say that, their running back breaks loose for a crazy game. And right now they're sitting at 3rd and 6, still in their own territory. So our defense is still holding pretty strong on this drive, but we let that tight end slip loose, and he's going to be able to get the first down for him. But we're going to go ahead and jump to another 3rd down play. They got 3rd and inches. Now they're in our field. Let's see if we can hold tight and get a stop, and we don't. They're able to rush for a yard and get that first down. And we're having the same problem as we did in the first half. We're not giving up scores, but we are having long drives. This is a 3rd down already of this possession alone. And of course, the biggest thing, we just don't want to give up points. But if we are having long drives and our offense isn't able to keep their momentum going, eventually our defense is going to start cracking. As you see, he got a big run right there, runs over one of our guys and gets into the end zone. They went for it on that 2-point conversion, ended up missing it, so it's still 31-13. As we got less than a minute left to play in the third quarter. Nothing happening for us on that drive. You see our running back tried to make the catch, but he got it popped loose. Now I just want to see a stop by our defense, get us off the field early, so we're able to go ahead and get our offense rolling. As we head into that fourth quarter, I want to go ahead and milk the game away. Don't want to give up another score. Giving up 21 points to a FCS school as a FBS school will completely be embarrassing. And it looks like we got another pick from our same cornerback. Looks like they try to run another curl route on him. He's not biting for it. He's sticking it. We're going to take that all the way back to the house for 6. Going to put us up 38-13. And right now we got about 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter. 3rd down, 4th and 1 to do not get it. But of course they're going to go for it. They're in 4th down territory for the rest of the game. They're not able to bust out a huge run right here. And right now our defense is looking really spotty. I know the season just started, but we have plays where we do really good, like this one right here. Within the next drive, they come out, they're probably going to get a 15-yard gain on their first play. And I just want to go ahead right now and point out for the record, that was a pure user interception. And what I mean by that is I controlled the same user from pre-snap to snap until when I caught that interception. And right now we got about 2 minutes, 40 seconds left. So really not much left to do, but fine tune those plays that we want to get. And I'm really focused on those deep balls. So I'm going to go ahead and try to throw some deep balls for the rest of the game, because I know playing Ohio State next week is going to be a shootout. And of course I have confidence in my defense, but let's be realistic. We're going up against the second best team in the entire nation as we give up a fumble right here. One of the rare early mistakes that you see from Brock really hasn't been a worry for us this season. I'm not really worried about that fumble. I know he'll bounce back, but now we get our defense back on the field, and this is one area that we definitely need to sharpen as we go into next week's game. And I'm okay with giving up about 28 points, but I know anything more than that, our offense just isn't going to be able to sustain. So I'm kind of switching right now between blitzes, man, and zone coverages, cover 3s, cover 4s, kind of seeing what works best for us right now. And right now we got about 1 minute 30 seconds left in the game. This quarterback has all day. I'm pretty sure he's about to take off on us. Oh, he actually throws the ball, and he hits his man wide open. He's able to find his receiver right there in between 3 defenders. We like to call that a Bermuda Triangle. And right now, they got it on our 31-yard line. Less than a minute left in the game. Biggest thing right now is just don't give up any points. As he throws it away, there really should have been an intentional grounding. But it looks like one of our linebackers, Brown, just got injured. He plays a really big role for us on defense. So after this game, we're going to go ahead and get with the medical staff to see what his diagnosis was. And it looks like we're getting another pick, 3rd pick of the game, and that should seal the deal for us. But my motto is I have no remorse for the Heisman CPU. So I'm not going to kneel the ball. I'm still going to run. And Brock's busting it out really big. Get off me. Strong stiff arm as he's taken down around the 40-yard line. Right now we're sitting at a 1st and 10. We're going to do another run play. About 10 seconds left on that game clock. Let's see what Brock can do. Oh, and he found a hole, and he's busting it wide open. He's taking that all the way to the crib. Brock has definitely got to be in some of those early season Heisman races. He's doing it both on the receiving end and on the rushing end. And we're able to walk away with the victory, 45-13, Center Park 2024 home opener. And as you see, Brock has 137 rushing yards on 15 rushing attempts for 3 total touchdowns. If that doesn't get him another back-to-back SBC Offensive Player of the Week, I don't know what will. And it's looking good right now for Nathan, Zach, and Paul. Nathan has us second. Zach and Paul both have us first. So hopefully we're able to hold on to those 4 stars and get Zach and Paul to come over to Georgia State next season. And I got Kenyatta Watson II winning Sun Belt Defensive Player of the Week and National Defensive Player of the Week. But I guess that's what happens when you have 2 pick sixes in one game. And right now I'm just setting up that recruiting board as we head into the next week. But that's all I got for you on this episode, guys. First installment of the Georgia State rebuild. Peace.
Nah. This ain't the life I want no more. I gotta grind for better. And while you hating on me, dog, we can shine together.